My name is Nikki, and today we'll be conducting a study of how people use Yelp. We want to learn more about how you find things to do or places to eat. Specifically, you'll be using the application Yelp, which you already have open, to plan an evening with friends in the same way you normally would. And this is actually really important. Try to pretend like you're going about your everyday life. Pretend that we're not here. Um, and as you do this, we'll basically be asking you questions to get a better idea as to why you do things and how you do them. Um, so there are no wrong answers. It's important to know that in this situation, you're the expert and we're just trying to learn things from you and how you use it. If you don't want to answer a question for whatever reason, just let us know and we'll skip it. The information gathered from this study and the video will be used in a submission for a WPI course, and it will be shared amongst classmates and the professor with your name omitted. The entire session will take about 20 minutes, so does this sound good to you?
Yep.
Perfect. So have you ever used Yelp before?
Yes.
Yes. So roughly how often would you say you use it?
Maybe 2 to 3 times a week.
And what do you usually use it for?
Anytime I hear about a new restaurant or anytime I need a quick place to go and get something to eat or anything of the sorts like that.
And so what so far has been your favorite Yelp feature, if you have one?
The fact that it can find a lot of varied places in the same area. So right now, just opening up to the homepage of Yelp, you can see that I can find very specific things all within the same area, and I don't have to scour around the internet to try and find that. It's all in one place.
And have you used Yelp to make plans with friends or to figure out what to do with friends?
Yeah, we'll send each other some links every now and then, and if somebody likes a review or somebody's left a review there before that we all like, or if we're trying to decide between 2 places, the reviews really help out a lot in terms of deciding where we're actually going to go.
Great. So right now we're going to switch over to the kind of portion where we kind of observe you utilizing Yelp. So before we start though, just some kind of basic ground rules. So kind of imagine that you're trying to plan an evening with 3 friends other than yourself. And you have about like 4 hours to spend a night. Does it sound like a familiar situation to you? I want to make sure it's not something that you've are familiar with.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So do you have 3 friends in mind? This might help you kind of plan your evening.
Yeah, a couple.
Okay, perfect. And then, so with those 3 friends in mind, are there any kind of restrictions that you need to account for, or is there anything you typically keep in mind when you're picking places to do with these friends?
A good friend of mine is vegan, so that's one thing we need to keep in mind if the place offers vegan-friendly options or not.
Mm-hmm. And then, how would you normally be in communication with your friends while planning this event?
I typically find something on my own and then send them a link for what I was thinking. That way it takes some of the communication out of the way and it's a little less confusing. But yeah, usually just find something on my own, and if everybody's okay with that decision, we'll just end up going, or vice versa, somebody else will find it and be okay with it or not.
Perfect. So if you do end up needing to talk to your friends or like check anything off, we kind of have a simulated messenger doc where, if you have any questions you want to ask your friends, I'll pretend to be your friend and I'll respond. So if anything does come up that you might. So it looks like you're looking for sushi. Why are you searching for sushi first?
I'm just really in the mood for sushi right now.
And what are you typing at the moment?
My address, because it needs my address to see how far away. Okay, so if I want to do delivery, just do that, but if not, okay.
So you type in your address even when you're not looking specifically for delivery, just so you can gauge the distance?
I just wanted to see if the map was correct, I guess, in terms of location. But
So what are you looking for now using the map function?
I'm trying to find my home address, and then after that, see where some of these locations are, so I can see how far away they are, to see if we can walk or if we have to drive somewhere.
So as you're typing to your kind of fake group chat here, what are you asking?
I'm asking if everybody is okay with having sushi today. That way I can verify if I should be looking for sushi restaurants or not. I'm in the mood for sushi, but some other people might not be.
So as you're scrolling through these options, is there anything in particular that you're looking at, or?
One thing I always keep an eye on are the little dollar signs to see how, I guess in general, how expensive these places are. I've been to Baba Sushi restaurant before, and it is very expensive, as it notes over here. It's very good sushi, but I don't think I want to spend that much tonight, so I'm going to keep it under the 3.
And do you find that your friends typically find roughly the same goals when it comes to restaurants?
Yeah, unless it's a special occasion and we want to spend a lot of money, or we're okay spending a lot of money. This is typically how people would do it with my friend group.
So why did you select this place?
I think I may have been here once or twice. I don't quite remember. It's been a while, and if I haven't, it'd be a cool place to go and try out. I've been to some of the other restaurants there before, but I haven't been to this one yet.
And so now that you've clicked on it, what are you looking at? Because it looks like you've clicked on the pictures. Why are you looking at these in particular?
Just get an idea for their menu. I want to see if, there's a lot of sushi, if there's not a lot of sushi, if I recognize some of the food that they serve, how they serve it. Just to verify, I guess, that it's a quality restaurant as opposed to just, some rough place in downtown.
And do you find that looking at pictures is a better indication of that than their reviews?
I was going to look at reviews in just a second, but I just wanted to verify that the pictures were, I guess, consistent with what I thought the restaurant would be.
So just confirming that the style of restaurant that it's identified as is kind of what you were looking for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So as you're looking through these reviews, is there anything in particular that you're looking out for? Anything that's sticking out to you that you pay attention to?
Typically the people with more reviews in their review section have, I guess, more generalized opinions. So it's not so like specific or varied. Sometimes when you look at these reviews and they only have a couple, they're typically bad because they want to write a review because it's a bad place. But people that read a lot of reviews are typically trying to, make this a hobby and actually give their real opinions. So it's.
So do you say you give more weight, or you only pay attention to reviewers who have kind of a history of reviewing a lot of different restaurants and places?
Yeah. And then I kind of scroll through and just try and see, I guess, the average reviews. And then if there's a lot of really good reviews altogether, sometimes that means that the restaurant themselves posted good reviews. Or that's what a couple of us think.
So you think it's kind of suspicious when you see just a lot of very, very good reviews?
Yeah, especially with a lot of general comments from people that don't have many reviews. So this place looks pretty good.
So you look for reviews that have more history of reviews and that are specific in their comments.
Yeah. So these people reviewed, for example, they only have 3 reviews, and this guy reviewed in 2018, and so did this guy. But
So would you say the time it was published, so if it's a recent comment, does that take more weight over older comments for you?
Yeah, definitely.
So what are you doing now?
I'm just verifying that this place is good with my friends, just to make sure that they can get a chance to do what I just did, pretty much, and see if they also want to go eat here. Just the directions thing. We'll just type in.
And so are you assuming that you and your friends are going to be driving to this place, or are you just going to see what both options are?
I'm probably going to see how both options are. So this is downtown Worcester. We've walked there before. This doesn't exactly tell you how long it's going to take. It just tells you the general directions. Oh, here we go, 8 minutes. So that's not too bad driving. And walking, it's going to take about half an hour, so we're probably going to end up driving over there. Yeah, so there's that place. So I'll go back to my friend group.
So it's good.
Okay. So
Great.
then I guess we decide to go here.
Nice. So roughly how long do you think you'll end up, how long are those 4 hours do you think that's going to end up taking?
We always leave later than we think, so probably half an hour we'll be getting everybody together in the car, and then maybe another 10 minutes to get there, like it said on the GPS, and then finding parking. So maybe a good 30 to 45 minutes of just getting there, and then getting a table and sitting down, and then ordering food is probably going to be another half hour. So that's the first hour, and then hopefully the second hour will be spent eating, and then the last hour, or the third hour, will maybe be looking at desserts, or if we really like it, order more sushi, or just ask for the check. But after this, because we're downtown, we might go find some type of ice cream place. After for dessert, if we don't like the desserts over there. So there's a couple downtown close by. Usually after you drive, you wouldn't want to drive again.
Yeah. So you're looking for somewhere that's close to the restaurant that you've chosen.
Yeah, and I remember from the other one, it'd be nice if you got a location from the other one, or you could make your own little, I guess, itinerary, but the other one I know is roughly in this area. So this one over here, the Queen's Cup, looks like it would be a good place to go to.
Why did you select the Queen's Cup?
It's close by. Just wanted to see what they have. So yeah, if we go out and it's early enough, it is Friday, so I guess we could make it to the Queen's Cup over there because they're open till 9. And we would, I guess, drive there now because it's a little far away, but.
So you're okay with having to drive to get dessert?
Yeah, if everybody wants to. In terms of just planning it, it's just nice to have the option to know where to go if people want to get dessert after.
Do you typically have other options too when you're planning these events, or do you just have the one ready to go?
Other options depends on what people are in the mood for. So we might go on Yelp again and find something close by, or if somebody has a good restaurant that they like to go to, they'll bring it up and we'll end up going over there, especially if we're going to drive.
Perfect. So do you think this is your good 4 hours worth of planning here?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Awesome. All right, so thank you for doing this and letting us watch you. But kind of before we let you go, just a few quick questions. One is, so give me a second to collect myself. Was there anything about the planning process that you didn't like in particular? Having it fresh in your mind now.
I'd like to, I guess, make an itinerary, maybe have like an app within Yelp that'll say, okay, so this is your first stop and then the second stop, and then have it coordinate either reservations or calculate all the times and just make like an idea. It's helpful, especially if you have larger groups, if they all know what's going on and what's going to happen and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Was there any part of the process that you liked? Is there anything in particular that you like about using this to plan your events?
The photos were nice. It seems like a lot of people are active on the website too, so you can generally trust the reviews. This one's got 160 right now, so it's 160 people rate it an average of 4 stars.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be pretty good. So that's something I liked.
And how do you check that these places are vegan or can account for your friend groups?
They typically are. Like the sushi place, they'll always have options. This place I'm not sure of, but we'll call them up or once we get there, if we don't find something that they like, we'll go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. And then, so do you have any suggestions? So I know you kind of already gave a suggestion on how you would want to improve sort of the planning process, but do you maybe want to build off that a little bit about, if you could change this process at any point for planning events like this, how exactly would you go about doing that?
Honestly, I don't know. I think I just have that itinerary thing I said before, and maybe have a functionality within the map where you can create multiple stops, just so you can see it on one map and not have to flip it 2 tabs.
And I assume you'd want a function that would help you share this with other people in your group.
Yeah, that'd be. Well, it has one. I just find it easier to copy the link and throw it over.
Okay. And actually about that, so is there a particular reason why you find the link to be more useful than having the share button or using that functionality?
Just form a habit, I guess.
Habit? Mm-hmm. Do you have any other comments on like using Yelp overall to plan these kinds of activities?
Nope.
All right, well, have you used any other kinds of softwares or applications to plan activities like this?
Google Maps. It's easy because it'll give you the GPS and it's right on your phone too. The app is a little bit more functional than Yelp at some points, but I'm not sure that there's as many reviewers as there are on Yelp, so we'll flip-flop back and forth between those.
Great. Well, thank you so much for participating in the study. Do you have any questions for me or any about this?
No, good.
No? Awesome. Well, thank you so much.